Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
What up? Welcome back to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones. And in this one, we're going to add another figure to my McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. Now, today at lunch, I went into a random Walmart, and surprisingly, I did see a couple of figures on the pegs. I saw some Batman Beyond the single release. I saw some Unmasked Thomas Wayne. And I did see a couple of armored Batman. Now, I do have this figure pre-ordered at Target, but it's taken them a while to get it to me. But I am going to pick up an extra one because I want to do some custom work on it, have some ideas. I'll get into those later on, but he looks pretty cool in the package. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Of course, starting off first, he does come with your standard black DC Multiverse stand. Now, it's not really needed, but sometimes useful. He also comes with his data file card. Pretty cool image of the figure on the front. And on the back you have some information added to the collection. Now, he did come with two accessories, and that is two kind of like open clasping hands. Pretty sweet. Don't really get a lot of extra hands with McFarlane figures, so when you do get them, you got to appreciate them. And now let's take a look at the figure. Of course, this is going to be kind of inspired by the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, and I also think it's kind of inspired by the Batman v Superman armor. Of course, this is where Batman armors up to fight Superman in Crime Alley, so that's pretty cool. Taking a look at him, he is a pretty hefty figure. In fact, when I first saw this like for release, I didn't imagine that he was like a good size figure. For some reason, I thought he was just like I don't know why, I just thought he was like a regular size figure, but come to find out he's a beefy boy, which is pretty cool. He looks pretty nice. Armored Batman. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. Now, as I said before, this is like a different interpretation of the armored Batman, but he does have a pretty nice head sculpt, and you could see some intricate line work on the helmet there, which is pretty cool. Some stylized lines. Now, he can look down a very little, but he looks up really well. Can turn side to side, and then you can tilt his head for some character. Pretty nice head sculpt, pretty cool. Moving down into this, like, it looks kind of like hand beaten armor, which is pretty interesting. You could see like the grain on the metal that, you know, it's supposed to be metal on his chest plate there, and then like the rivets or the bolts going down. It just looks pretty cool. Like, you could see like the texture of the metal in there, which is pretty awesome. Moving down, he got his utility belt. Got some surprises in there. Pretty cool. Now, above that, he does have still waist articulation. He rotates, goes back a little, goes forward a little, but he does rock side to side. Pretty sweet. I mean, if you're going to have a big beefy figure like this, then of course you have to have it in mind that the articulation is going to be limited because of the size of him. And of course, if you're in armor, if Batman's in armor, he doesn't need to be doing the splits or kicking up, you know, very high or whatever. So it's fine that this doesn't have the same articulation as some of the other figures. But what you lose in articulation, you get in sculpt and in heftiness, which I always appreciate. Let's check out the arms. He does have a butterfly shoulder joint. has those cool sliding shoulder guards that when you move the arm up, it glides over to give you like added articulation and range of motion. Now, he does have single jointed elbows, so you're not going to get maybe 90 degrees. But what I really like on this is the texture on the sleeve, like between the armor plates. It's really nice. In fact, let's detail it. Look at that texturing, kind of like cloth, faux chainmail. Really cool. Has pretty nice gauntlets. Smooth transition from the gauntlets into the fist, which is really nice. He got his gauntlet blades there. Pretty cool. The other hand is like a pistol gripping hand. You do have slight articulation. If you could find the line in the ball joint, it'll turn up a little bit, but it is a little bit restricted because of the way it's hidden underneath the gauntlet. But actually, to the eye, it's more appealing than seeing that big ball joint, so it does not bother me at all. In fact, it looks really good. Moving down, let's check his thigh swivel. He does have pretty generous thigh swivel. Not the best, but not the worst. Beautiful, beautiful work done here on the texturing of the armor plates. The line work, you could just see it in there. The grittiness and the griminess of the of the metal, you could see all the texturing in there. You get that cloth texturing again in between the knees. Of course, you can cock them out, and then he does have double jointed knees. Pretty sweet. Now again, they have these like covers over the boots, and they're like floating on top, so you could actually lower them or raise them or twist them a little bit, which actually I really like it because it covers the ball joint, but it still gives you enough freedom where you could move it around. His foot does go up and down. He does have rocker, and of course he does have toe articulation. Really nice figure. I'm kind of enjoying him more than I thought I would. At first I was like, I'll pick it up just because, you know, I'm a completist, so I have to pick it up. But now I'm really liking it. Plus I have some cool ideas that I'm going to do with him. So really awesome. Let's take a look at him from the bottom. He does have some crazy spikes, of course. In the Dark Knight Returns, they have that awesome shot where Wayne is just putting the boots to Superman, like just stomping him out, which has always like stuck in my mind since I was a little kid. Love that image. Moving up in the back, more cool scope work. Really clean figure, really clean and designed really well. I'm really enjoying this figure. Now let's talk about the cape. It is like soft, but it has a little bit of heftiness to it. And what I'm really enjoying about McFarlane is they're getting really good at making these like faux cloth capes where they look like cloth, they feel a little bit like cloth, but they're actually like a really soft rubber. Beautiful, beautiful texturing work on it. It just looks awesome. Up here at the top you have beautiful wrinkle work, like where it's like folded over on itself. Just looks awesome. I'm really enjoying this figure. Just love this cape. It's really nice. Pretty sweet. Now, let's talk about some other stuff. Of course, since they have the no gun policy, even weird space guns are not allowed. Anything that looks like a firearm, which kind of blows because of course we don't get his classic sonic cannon that he uses on Superman. But I do have one of these left over from the Mattel Dark Knight Returns figures, which is like his own sonic cannon, and it actually fits rather well into his hand. Like the finger fits right in the little slot for the like where the trigger should be at. So it actually holds really well and it looks really good on him. But I do remember that in that other line from Dawn, like what is it, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, they made like a little bit smaller figures, like less than 6 inch, but they're like, I guess it's called the basic line, that was more like targeted for little kids. And I remember those figures coming with like really obnoxiously big weapons. Like everything that they packaged with those figures were just like, they're just like notoriously huge. Like for the figure that it was, the weapons were always like really big. And I think it's the Nightmare Batman that actually comes with the same mold, like the same styled gun and everything, but it's just like a little bit bigger and it's all black. So I did find one online and I did order it. So I'll be getting that figure, and then I'm going to use the gun, the sonic cannon, for my McFarlane armored Batman, which is going to look really cool when it comes in. I think when I do another update video, I'll show when that one comes in and I'll put it in this guy's hand. But this one doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit small, but it does fit well. Now another thing from the Mattel line was the old man Bruce Wayne head, which I always thought was like really large, and it didn't really fit exactly with the armored Batman that they did. I just always thought it was like really big for some reason. So I want to see how this looks on this figure, and actually it looks really good. I am going to be using this on this armored Batman, and I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to custom paint it to the actual Dark Knight Returns graphic novel colors. So the belt's going to be yellow. I'm going to add a little bit more blue, and then maybe the cape will even be painted blue. I just got to see how it's going to be to get into all these textured grooves in the cape. Maybe it'll work, but that's going to be my plan. But looks pretty good with the head on, so I'm happy I'm going to be able to do that. You can also change out the hands and have them with these like grasping hands, which looks real good as well. Let's go ahead and bring out actually the Mattel armored Batman, which I do have. Always loved this guy. Of course, I have the rest of the figures from the Dark Knight Returns, the Mutant Leader, I have a Son of Batman, the Joker, the 2 Batman versions, and of course Carrie Kelly, the Robin. Have all those figures up there on the top. But I did, like I said before, I did do a custom of the old man Bruce head on this one. Then I have him just holding his helmet, like if he has his helmet off. And then another figure that they did do is the Mattel Batman v Superman armor Batman, which is pretty much, they took the same storyline and put it into that movie. And actually, if you think about it, it's kind of like if this Mattel Dark Knight Returns armor Batman and this one Batman v Superman, if you mix them together, you kind of get this figure. Like it has traits from this one, but it also has like a color scheme and a design scheme from this one, which is really awesome. So I'm really happy to have this guy. It's pretty cool. Let's take a look at him scale wise with some other figures. Let's put him up with my custom Batman that's been giving me a hard time. I haven't been able to finish him, but he's looking better and better. Let's look at him next to the custom Christopher Reeve Superman that I did. And then let's look at him for some size comparison next to the Hellbat armor, which he's pretty close to being right up there with the Hellbat armor. So really nice bulky figure. So anyways, guys, really surprised how much I like this guy. Can't wait to start doing some more work on him, and let's see if I do custom paint him. And then when I get that other cannon, sonic cannon, I'll see how it fits with him, which will be pretty cool. But all in all, really happy to add this guy to the collection. He's gonna look really nice up there on the shelf. You guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.